most of the time we were told that autism is a genetic problem. Now let us look at this situation. Maybe 30 years back, 40 years back, only one child out of 2,000 would have a problem. But today it's almost one child out of 200 or 150. That is the level of this condition is increasing. Now prevalence of the condition is increasing. In the last 30-40 years, human genome has not changed. If genetics has not changed, what is causing the increased prevalence of this condition? There has to be something more to it, right? It is not just the genes which is causing the problem. Now maybe in 1960s and all that, we were told that it is the bad mothering or bad parenting which has caused the problem. Then today we have started blaming the genes. It is not the bad parenting. Of course, it can play a role. Genetics definitely play a role into the problem. Parenting does play a role into the problem, but it is not the sole problem. There are other things to it. So nowadays, many of the practitioners, especially in the functional medicine field, autism is considered as a disorder of the body. If body is not healthy, it is impacting the brain, and brain is throwing up the symptoms. Now, if we fix the body, improve the symptoms of the body, as a consequence, brain development will start happening. It gets the nutrition what it needs to have it, and it will start, it will start functioning normal, and then symptoms will also be taken care. Now, just to look at this slide, maybe it will give you a better idea how our brain is impacted with multiple things. Okay. Now, genetics is one part of the problem. Sometimes some people have some genetic modifications or genetic SNPs, that is called. That might cause an impaired detoxification. That means we from the environment we keep getting toxins into our system, but our body is unable to take these toxins out. Now, sometimes because of certain genetic changes, our detoxification is impaired. We are not able to successfully do the detoxification. But if the toxic load becomes too much, the toxicity in the body becomes too much, that will further lower down the detoxification. Sometimes antibiotics, our gut has lot of trillions of good bacteria and also has some poor bacteria that are not required. Of course, there has to be right balance to this bacteria in the stomach. To have a healthy digestive system, we need a right microbial balance into it. Now, sometimes we have given a shot of antibiotic to our children, and post that they start throwing these symptoms. Before that they were all normal. Now, antibiotic does not know what is a good bacteria and what is a bad bacteria. Now, it kills all of them. When the good bacteria is low, the bad bacteria will grow. Bad bacteria will grow, it will produce byproducts. These byproducts will again influence the mind, influence the brain. As a result, we will have a trouble. Sometimes we have often seen that these children will have yeast overgrowth, fungal overgrowth. Now, when the fungus is there in the stomach, they're not digesting their food, they're actually fermenting their food. Now, when they ferment their food, one thing, they don't get enough nutrition to the body, to the brain. They also start, this fungus, this yeast will also start excreting lot of toxic waste that also start getting into the body, into the system, and as a consequence into the brain also. As a consequence, there's inflammation and there's a toxic load in the brain also, leading to these symptoms. Now, inflammation in functional medicine, this is recognized as an inflammation of the brain. Now, inflammation because of the toxicity, inflammation because of the antibiotic, inflammation of the yeast overgrowth, inflammation also because of the inflammatory foods. If the diet of the child has inflammatory foods into it. What are the inflammatory foods? Wheat, dairy, refined oil, sugars. Now, if we are feeding the fuel to the fire, there's already inflammatory condition, and we are giving or feeding our child with lot of inflammatory, unnatural, all this added foods or plastic packaged foods. Now, this is also adding fuel to the fire. This is adding inflammation to the body, to the brain. As a consequence, we get into all the symptoms that our children are throwing today. Another very important reason is sometimes this gluten and casein protein from the milk. When their body is not able to digest these proteins, these maldigested proteins, they can act like a opioid. Opioid means just opium, a feme. Sometimes these gluten molecule from the wheat and the casein molecule from the milk, they can act like opium, and our kids start throwing these, they are desensitized. They don't recognize the right social behavior. So this is also a very big part of the problem, that what is fed to them and how it is impacting them. Food can be positive to them, food can also become negative to them. So we have to make sure that the food is right. Now, brain is a downstream. First, our body has to absorb the nutrients and feed it to the brain. Now, if our body is not healthy, or the things in that is happening in the body is not healthy, our brain is getting impacted. So opioids is one problem because of the gluten and casein. Nutrition deficiency is another problem. Toxicity today, all the air is bad. A lot of lead toxicity is happening. Sometimes food have a lot of pesticides. All the plastics that is coming from a plastic bottle, that is also impacting us in a bad way. Then of course our genetic makeup, which predispose us to the problem. Now when we have all the other problems, poor genetics will add to the problem. So if we fix all this the root causes of the issue, then even poor genetics can handle to maintain a healthy body, if that is the case. So genes load the gun, but environment pulls the trigger. So a child might have a predisposition to a problem, to autism, to ADHD and all that. But if we maintain the right environment within the body, they might not even manifest. Sometimes it's not even a genetic problem, it is an acquired problem. That means the genetic makeup is all well, but the environment within the body is so polluted, even the bad genes start manifesting. As a consequence, they start manifesting a problem. To have a healthy body, we need to have a healthy immune system. We need to have a healthy gut function. We need to have a healthy detoxification system function.